Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Game Sad Live, your source of gaming entertainment, bashing each other, and news, baby. That's right. We're here to get it on the day after Hump Day because we had shit to do yesterday. Mr. Fabio, sir, how are you doing, brother? How you been? What's the weather like down there? Is it hot? And what have you been playing?
I mean, I was previously capable of hearing until you decided to scream on your microphone, but yeah, I'm good. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
sorry. I'm sorry. The new mic. I adjusted
It's really
everybody's level.
good. I
I
can tell
adjusted
you that.
everybody's levels except for mine.
It's all good.
I
No
like
worries
how
about it.
Bob sounds.
Oh no, he
Is it the
sounds
country
great.
in me? You like that?
Yep, that too.
Yeah. Who doesn't like
Okay.
a little good old Kentucky accent?
You know
But
you know
anyway, yeah.
our theme song is everybody knows everybody and everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes, come on in. Yeah, anyway, go ahead. What you been playing, bro?
Oh man, like during this week, there has been so much work. Like I'm going, like end of the semester, so there's going to be tons of works and tests to deliver as well as results from experiments. But anyways, I've been trying to play some Doom the Dark Ages, some Avowed as well, and I played like later, way late at night, some Halo Infinite multiplayer just to like, okay, let me play one match and then just go to sleep, and that's it.
That you're such a disappointment. You were supposed to be picking up the slack from everybody else that doesn't game.
Yep.
Why? Why?
I don't
Like,
know.
when was that my obligation?
Because you're
God
the
damn
only
it.
one in the panel still playing Halo almost every day. So,
Ah,
True.
well, what can I say? Like,
even the new guy gets it.
I just, even the new guy is actually like this motherfucker. By the way, he was previously saying we should try to play some Halo, man. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Let's try to play some Halo. And then when I finally managed to, like, at Friday, I think I finally managed to like, hey TJ, let's play some Halo. And he's like, he didn't receive the message because Twitter was all screwed up. And then we've been trying to play during this week, but I've been having way too much work. God damn it.
Yep.
Nice. Love to hear it. Hey. Okay.
But anyway, that's basically it.
I guess it's TJ's turn, sir. How you doing?
Uh,
What you been playing? Anything new? Anything yeah, anything you just can't wait to get off your chest?
I'm doing good, Bob. It's good to be back on the show, and yeah, I just been when I get home from work, I just been playing Doom the Dark Ages and a little bit of Tempest Rising. And then I've also been lately I've been trying to get my cousin into playing the Gears of War franchise because he's never played Gears. So, because he used to be a PlayStation player back in the day, but he got tired after his console took a shit on him. So, yeah, he switched to Xbox, and I've been trying to get him to branch into like the amazing franchise that Microsoft owns, and I think he'll like Gears of War.
Oh yeah.
he,
Oh
he
definitely.
better
Otherwise, doing good. We got a lot of topics to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
do it. Seriously? God damn it, I'm not into the news right now. Like, I have
There's like
no idea what
6 or
happened.
7 topics, depending on which ones you think are important, which ones are just like maybe talk about. But yeah,
Are you now, are you assuming that we have topics that are just for filler? Sir, I am so offended right now. I'm shocked.
I mean, we do.
Essentially, so I'm
I can
shocked.
I can pull anything out of my pocket.
Yeah, fair enough.
force you all to talk about
That's
it.
yep.
Yeah.
That's a really good point there.
Like, why is the sky blue? We could talk about that for an hour. It's a
Let's
Why
talk
is
reflection.
it
about Halo
blue?
Infinite
Because all
for
the
2
chemical
hours.
trails
No,
in the
it's
sky.
no, it's a reflection of all the water on our planet and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Bob. I've been playing. I've gone back and started playing some old games. I'm getting ready to play
What kind?
through. I'm getting ready to play through Red Dead and Red Dead 2 again.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to go back and play them this time at 60 frames with auto HDR. And
They're amazing games.
Red Dead 2, looking forward to that one again. Let's see. I fired up another game the other night. Uh Shoot. I downloaded it.
Is it Xbox 360 or what is it?
It's 360.
20 questions by the Games Alive podcast for you.
Major franchise or like it had a couple of like sequels and then it like fizzled out.
Fizzled. Fizzle for shizzle.
Oh, that's a lot of IPs that are like that. That's honestly a shame, but
I mean, Bob, you're not helping us all in terms of trying to narrow down
what,
the
Left 4
options.
Dead or what?
Journey to the Savage Planet.
Oh, okay.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Journey to the Savage Planet because I wanted to go. I never finished the first one, and the new one
playing the
is
new one.
co-op. So, yeah. Oh, look, pre-order Elden Ring Night Rain on the homepage. No, thank you. I won't be doing that.
Yeah, I've already put my time in on Elden Ring, so I'm good.
Yeah, I've been doing that. Really got a lot of stuff around the house. Got to do change of the seasons, opening the pool. We're going to replace the liner this year, and then I get the old liner out and
Nice.
find out that I've got to level the ground and the padding underneath the liner is it's wore out, deteriorated. I got to replace that, and before I can put the liner in, and I had a shelf in the laundry room that just decided to fall off the wall and drop everything that was on the shelf and all the clothing that was hanging on the shelf on the ground, and it go everywhere. And it happened right in the middle of a thunderstorm too. So it sounded like I actually had thunder in my house when that shelf went. It scared the bejesus out of me.
Damn it.
Yes, it was rough. But yeah, other than that, I've kind of there's a genre of games that's kind of caught my eye on Steam, and I've gotten a few of them. Have you all seen the streamers that are playing those games where it's like it's a haunted house that had a murder in it, and you've got to go in and get the house cleaned up and everything for the buyers to see the next day, or for there to be an open house? It's got a lot of
I've seen a couple.
yeah, it's got a lot of jump scares and stuff in it, and I'm really finding them interesting. Because these are like
I love horror games.
yeah, these are really independent parties that are making these games, and yet I swear half of them have better graphics than the stuff that we're getting on Xbox and PlayStation. And it's like, wow, this stuff looks really good. One of
You,
them
you,
is
you,
called Harvester of Shadows or Shadow Harvester or something.
have you played the back rooms or no?
No, there's enough of those videos on YouTube that
Yeah.
I don't want to experience it. I'm having a good time watching everybody else experience it.
Yeah, that's just terrifying because there's multiple ways to go walking and you get lost and there's a thing chasing you. Yeah.
So, first topic tonight that we're going to talk about is an individual that goes by the name of Randy Pitchford.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone knows who that
the
asshole is.
the lead of Borderlands developer. And
Yep.
so look, Mike, I almost said Microsoft, but Nintendo's the one that knocked down that $80 door, and we're all just gonna have to live with it. We've already found out that
Yeah.
everybody's gonna have $80 games, and Borderlands 4, which Bob is guilty of extremely looking forward to that game because, and I will get to that, but it's coming out this fall, which is months away. So to think that a game after that threshold of $80 has been hit, to to think that a game coming out 4 months from now is still only going to carry the $70 price tag, that's just that's not sound thinking. I mean, the threshold's already been hit. We know we're going to be looking at $80 games, and we're talking about a major franchise here that's going to sell millions of copies in the first week. And Bob's 2 cents, whatever it costs, I'm going to pay it because some of my fondest memories in my gaming career have been playing co-op Borderlands with my wife and my friends. It is just so much fun to play in co-op. There's so many weapons. It's so unique. I love the cell shaded. Look, nobody does cell shading better than they do, especially with it being a shooter. It's amazing. But anyway, Randy Pitchford said that true fans of Borderlands will pay $80 for the game. He's not worried about it. And everybody's like, that's kind of, wow, you're arrogant. And yeah, it's been a lot of backlash on social media of, yeah, people just basically calling him a dickhead. And TJ, um, what do you think? I mean, do you will you pay? Let's say the game's not 80. Let's say you only get one version, but that version comes with everything, but it's $100. What are you gonna do? Huh? When all the Hulkamaniacs come for you, what are you gonna do? TJ, are you still
Okay, I
with
think he
us?
left. I think we lost him.
TJ, I think you're muted. We can't hear you, TJ. Well,
Either he's
everybody,
muted or he's
TJ
dead.
TJ has officially left the show after only 3 episodes. So everybody, give him a clap, applause for his time on the show. Yes,
All his
all
contributions.
his
There we go.
contributions and everything. And Fabio, what do you think about Randy
Yo,
Pitchford's comments about the true fans buying the game, and he's not worried about how much it's going to cost?
I mean, personally, I think that's a really, really horrendous answer, especially when it comes to like PR in terms of like PR department. I am have no experience with that, but I can definitely say that you are not supposed to say that sort of thing towards your customer, especially like considering that when the economy is making you spend more money and you are not gaining more money, like you are like just getting screwed over, and he's basically saying, go do this because I told you to do it, and you're gonna do it because you are a little bitch. That's basically what that answer, like that's
Wow.
basically what the answer just gives the impression about. And like it in a business sense, yes, he is right. Why do I say he is right in a business sense? Because let's be honest, nobody is going to stop buying their games no matter how expensive they are. I know how much everyone loves to say that, oh, but yeah, it's absurd, the game is getting to this price, this and that, and la di da. But are you going to buy it? Yes, I will. So why the heck are you just complaining then? If you are still going to buy the game, but for that price. You are literally just telling the publisher and the developer increase the prices because we are going to buy it anyway. The same way as like if people are going to be buying GTA 6 for $100, the standard edition, and they will for
Oh yeah.
sure. That indicates for Rockstar that Red Dead Redemption and every other title that they make is going to be $100. That indicates to the other developers in the industry that we can make a game and it's going to be $100 and people are going to buy it anyway. Because instead of receiving true backlashing, which would force them to just give up on that idea, people are defending it. Like I'm not trying to say, and like I am including either Borderlands fans, GTA fans, Nintendo fans, Microsoft fans, and PlayStation fans. I don't know why are we defending price increases, and we are using justifications of, but previously, if we consider the inflation, that the price would be way higher, and this and that. That's not my problem. That's not my job to decide. That's your job to take the hits. My job is to work my ass off, get my money, and then pay you for that if I am receiving the value for my dollar or my Brazilian real or whatever the heck is my buck or my currency that I'm using. You know what I mean? So, God damn it, I think it is. Honestly, I think it is not just a problem with his answer, but it is also it starts to become a problem with the mentality that we are living in right now with what gamers are doing. Because, for example, I was last week during the I've managed to be during Wasted with Wise podcast entire show. Like for the first time, I had a lot of fun
Oh wow.
being in that entire show, like 3 hours of podcast. It was really nice, and we talked about it about this topic. And one of the things that I've noticed, but like great people, great channel members, like really fun. But like many of them were like, "Yeah, I would be buying this. I would be buying this. It doesn't matter the price." Like I asked, okay, if Nintendo is increasing the prices, or okay, it is $100 the game, are you going to buy it? Yes, I am going to buy it. Why? Because of GTA, this and that. But here's the thing, that's the problem. You are just giving numbers for the thing to become worse, to increase more and more. But there's a limit. There's going to be a point where people are not going to buy it anymore. No, there isn't. Because there's always going to be one asshole. Sorry for the. There's going to be always one asshole who is going to don't to not care whatsoever about how expensive the game is. He just wants the game. So like I think it is a problem in both ways, but for sure, like Randy Pitchford answer was just horrendous and it totally killed my hype for Borderlands 4. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that.
I, I'm I hate to say it, but I'm that
You
asshole.
will, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Like it comes to the point where we need to start thinking like, okay, I'm part of the problem, but like it's who cares? I know, I understand. I'm not going to be saying, I'm not going to like cause any sort of disrespect or say you are not a true gamer, you are fucking with us. No, I'm not going to say that. Like you want to play the game, you see the value in it, great for you. Like it's okay, but we are probably going to see more price increases because of that. But fair enough.
I mean, it's a little different for me because if you remember back in the 360 days, the only days that you could buy on a 360 digitally were the games that were on Xbox Live. If it was a retail
Yes.
game, if it was a big game, and me and the wife wanted to play online together with my console here and her console out there, we both had to have a copy of the game. Now,
Mhm.
because each digital purchase comes with two licenses, the license for my gamer tag and the license for my home console. So now I only have to buy the game one time. My wife uses it out there on that console that's set to my home console, and I use it back here on her console that's set to her home console with my gamer tag license. So I only buy one copy for both
Mhm.
of us to play. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I'll get like the best edition I can get that comes with all the extras, the first year of DLC, everything. I'll just yeah. If I know it's a
Fair
game that
enough.
we're gonna play a whole lot, then I will invest in it. And I'm telling you right now, we've put hundreds of hours into all the other Borderlands games. The only one that we may not have put a ton into was, and I hate to say it because it was one of the better ones, Tiny Tina's. We didn't put a whole lot
Hmm.
into that one. But pre-sequel, Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3, all the DLCs to all of them, just a massive amount of time into those games. And I think we maybe only finished one or two of them. I mean, we could probably go back right now and have as much fun as we had, and the things that they've promised in the new Borderlands, that things that they've showed from the 30 plus minutes of gameplay that's on YouTube right now.
Hmm.
There's going to be three new manufacturers of weapons. There's going to be, if you remember, one of the advertising points of Borderlands 3 was just all the guns that were going to be in the game. And a lot of it felt like really bland. I mean, like, yes, there was a ton of guns, but some of the guns were like looked identical, had maybe a slight name change and a slight stat difference. And they promised that in this one, the weaponry is not going to be so watered down just so we can say we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of guns. There's going to be actually really special weapons and the legendaries are going to be, they promise to cut back on everybody on the legendaries popping so often so that when you do get one, it's going to be a really special weapon and something that not everybody's going to have seen before. And so not only will you and your party be excited about the weapon that you just got and trying it out and seeing how well what makes it tick, but everybody else in your party will get just as much enjoyment out of watching you use it because that's new to them too. And that's,
Hmm.
you know, and I think Diablo 4 has kind of run into the same issue too because it's really bland. Everybody's already seen it before. The you get the weapons are just everybody's seen the same thing, and I don't know. I'm ready for special and unique weapons to come back. Like I remember that was one of the biggest draws to the Destiny games is you only got certain pieces of armor and certain weapons by doing certain raids, and you had to do them a number of times because you may not get the drop you wanted when you did it. And you may have to do a raid
Hmm.
5 times for you to get all the armor pieces that you want for that build. And yeah, that's one of the things that made Destiny so much fun. And the earlier Borderlands games, they had that. 3 went over the top. It was silly as hell, and everything was so watered down. It was just like quantity, quantity, quantity over quality, quality, quality. And it sounds like they're going to
Hmm.
get back to that. Unfortunately, if we can, you know, take Randy at his word, you're going to get it, but you're going to pay for it. Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you. I honestly
Yep.
think that if Nintendo hadn't come out and said $80 for the new Mario Kart, then we might not be talking about $80 until maybe later on this year, and we could have avoided the uh, the fall games coming up to be so much.
I,
But
I mean, I think we would have managed to avoid the $80 price tag to the beginning of the next generation of consoles, I think. Honestly,
yeah,
I really think that would be the situation. I don't think it was going to be like, but it was going to start it was going to like start this year already. No, I don't think it was. I think it was going to be like the moment like, okay, the games for the next generation of Xbox and PlayStation are officially announced. And then, okay, it's going to have now a $80 price tag, just like it was with, for example, the $70 price tag for when the Series X games and PlayStation 5 games were being announced. Like, I think we could have waited and, like, it would have been able to last longer. The $70 price tag, even though I don't even think $70 is like, okay, you should buy a game for $70. Like, no, I don't think any game is worth that.
Yeah, I agree totally. But you know, this is the time that we live in.
Yeah,
Watch the economy and everything settle back down, actually get better, and they never lower prices.
yeah,
Once
they
it hits
never.
that spot, it's gonna be there. They may not have a reason to
Yes.
raise it anymore, but it's still gonna be there. And Fabio's not got his
Mhm.
he's not got his doctorate yet. He's not moved to the States yet, so you can't do that to him because the Brazilian reais are just killing him. Can't do that. I mean, we got to think about
Oh
Fabio.
man, don't. God, God damn it.
Yeah, I know. I know it's pretty bad.
Ah, Jesus. But
Okay.
since TJ is not here anymore, I think we can just go to the next topic then, good
Yeah.
sir.
So
Unless you want to share anything else.
um no. Uh, uh,
No? So,
Other than the next topic.
okay, let's move on then.
So
God damn it, he
apparently,
left. I
yes.
think his internet has just left.
Oh,
Ah, he's back. God
oh,
damn it. Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I've been here the whole entire time. I can hear you guys talking just fine.
wow.
I mean, we
So,
asked for you many, many times.
because,
So either we
and
thought you were having any sort of. Go on, mate. No worries.
yeah, no, I'll just make it short and quick. Like, yeah, no, it shouldn't be $80, but if Bob likes the franchise, you know what? It's his one of his favorite franchises. At the end of the day, if you like the franchise and you've like actually like grown up playing it or just playing it all together with friends or family, you should buy it. Who cares what other people think? Yeah, do I disagree with the fact that they shouldn't charge $80 because they're calling us, well, you have to be a true fan to buy it. It's like, no, what I'll do is I'll wait for it to go on sale. But and you will put it on sale eventually. And yeah, uh, that's what it is, and people are just gonna have to deal with it. And yeah, the prices they're fixed. They're never gonna go down. So everybody's gonna have to get that through their head real quick. But
Yeah.
no, Randy Pitchford, yeah, he's a piece of shit for what he did. Yep.
Uh,
Yes, he is.
Next up.
oh.
Yes, he is. So if we get to the point where someone that's not going to happen. If someone wants to sponsor, like someone from Gearbox or stuff like that wants to sponsor the show to talk about Borderlands or any future games, I think they are always going to remember TJ's contributions towards it. So thank you very much. Like I don't want to be I don't want to like be disrespectful, but fuck you, Randy, you son of a fucking me.
Damn.
Look, I like the franchise. I played all the games and I like it. But you know what? Telling me, oh, you gotta pay more to be a true fan. It's like, no, the fuck I don't. It's like,
It
you know
is
what I'm
true.
gonna do? Just in spite of you, because you're a dick, and you're already making a shit ton of money. I'm gonna go ahead and just wait until it goes on sale, just to prove you wrong.
Wow.
And then I'll get the game regardless
Guess I
and beat
won't be
it.
playing with TJ. By the time he gets the game, I will have milked it for everything it's got.
And that's okay. You can do that, dude.
Wait.
I got a lot of other games to play, so I mean,
Are,
it's not hurting me.
wait. Are you going to be milking the game or TJ? What are you trying to say there?
I'm
Whoa,
I'm I'm
Fabio.
surprised you're not really happy
So
that somebody mentioned milk and it actually didn't have anything to do with you.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I
yeah,
appreciate the
your
detail.
prices are expensive. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I thought
appreciate the
you'd be
detail
like
there.
really excited that that happened. Milk came up and you weren't in it at all.
I
Wow.
wasn't the main, wasn't the reason for it. I'm so like, God damn it. I need to huge shout out to the friends from the UK who decided to start this goddamn joke.
Oh, it's your fault for letting
God,
them know how much milk was and how upset you were about it.
no, no, no,
Yep.
no. Like the no, the thing was like the joke started because at the time Mr. Radders, you don't know him, TJ, like Mr. Radders, like we were talking about how much games are in Brazil. He asked, okay, how much is a pint of milk? I said it, and like he checked he checked the conversion currency conversion system of Google, and like he saw the obvious that like
Yeah.
for his currency, it is cheap as hell. My prices. Who could have guessed? His currency has way more value, so he started to say, "God damn, you are the milk king."
Mhm.
like
Well, I
and
mean,
that's how
$3
it all.
versus what? Yours is what? 15.
That's funny.
No, no, no. It wouldn't be. No, it wouldn't be like 15 exactly. But like the problem is, it would probably be like it would be more expensive. So, but like, sure, it depends on the the type of milk you are buying. If it is like powder or if it is like literally the pints, the normal traditional pint. God damn it! I brought the milk subject to myself, motherfucker, asshole. I just noticed now, like what the fuck am I doing
Me and
here?
Bob just baited you.
I'm like, I'm like, son of a bitch.
I'm
He
sitting
actually
here
got
thinking
me.
to myself while you're talking, I'm thinking, I don't really care anything about this, but I'm gonna let him talk about milk as long as he's gonna talk about
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell
it.
up. I give up it.
All right, that's an excellent segue into our next topic. So we already know that when you
You're
don't
an asshole?
really
Yes, we all know.
okay. So we all know that you don't really own anything anymore. All you have now is a license to play something. Even Doom of the Dark Ages, when you bought the collector's edition, the game disc that came with it only had 85 megabytes of data on it. And basically, what that was a key and a link for you to download the game. A link to the store page and the authorization for you to download it. Yes, that's right, Thimber. License time. Everything is a license now. And then Nintendo has come out and said that some of the cartridges that you put into your Switch 2 will be nothing but a code that gives you the access to download the game. And I bought a bunch of physical games during the Xbox One era and the PS4. I got all the bangers on physical. I've got the most I've done this generation is let's see, I think I got one sitting right over here. Yes, right here. I have the Steel Book to Ghostwire Tokyo. Do I have the game? No, there's no game in there. There's a music CD, but there's no game. Because Best Buy, you can go into Best Buy and you can buy these empty steel books, and they're really cool for a collection. But do I have the physical disc? No. Am I okay with that? Yes. Why am I okay with that? Because I primarily game on Xbox and PC, and because of backwards compatibility and their efforts to preserve the game's history, I know that nine times out of 10, or 99 times out of, no, let's go even farther. 999 times out of 10,000, I'm going to be able to play that game that I bought digitally on this generation. I'm going to be able to play it next generation. And the games that I buy next generation digitally, I'm going to be able to play the generation after that. But yeah,
That's true.
um, we are living in the license era, and we have been for years, and it's just now starting to slap people in the face. Well, Nintendo's taking this a little step further. Not only do you only have the license to a game, but apparently you only have the license to your hardware as well. That's right. Even the people that have legitimately gotten their Switch 2s early cannot do anything with it but stare at it and look at it, because it won't do anything until Nintendo has made that day one patch available to make all the magic happen. That's right. They've even went a step further to say, if you in any way try to modify, circumvent, hack this hardware, mind you, that you have paid $500 for. Now, keep that in mind. That's like buying a PC
Xbox. Yeah.
for $2,000, and Microsoft or Asus or MSI or whatever hardware you have in that computer. It's like them trying to tell you what you can and can't do with the physical product that you've paid money for. Nintendo will brick your Switch 2 if they detect that you modded it. Let's say you got a Switch 2, but you want to use it like a Steam Deck. So you mod it and install a different kind of software on there, and Nintendo finds out about it through a software update or something, driver update. They they haven't let you know. They haven't told anybody how they're going to figure this out. They will brick that hardware that you have, even if what you've done doesn't violate anything that is in their rules. You're just not using it the way they intended. Brick. Yeah, this is getting cause it's getting crazy. It's getting hot in
Yeah, it
here.
is.
I mean, WTF? Yeah. Uh, yeah. Fabio, sir,
Yo,
how would you feel if, let's say you found a way to, um, install extremely cheap versions of games on your Xbox Series S, and because Microsoft said you didn't buy them the proper way through our store, so we're gonna shut your Xbox Series S off, and now it's just a paperweight. How would you feel?
I would feel really pissed off about it. I would honestly consider, I don't know, like either would consider not buying anything from that company ever again if it happened to me, or I would just consider just okay, I'll buy it, but I'll buy it just on a PC. I'm not buying a console anymore. Or if I was like, okay, I'm into console PC gaming and stuff, or like just change the console, I will have to rebuild my entire library because if you are taking away from me my rights, that is to I can use this device any way I want. Like, of course, I do understand user agreements and sort and this all kinds of stuff, fair and square. Like, oh, for example, Xbox has region limitations in for how you can, for example, buy your games. You can't have an account from the US, buy a game from Turkey and then just redeem it here. That's not gonna work unless you use a VPN. But like, dude,
But after you
I
use that
but like
VPN to get the game installed, after that
that's
you can
okay.
switch. After that you can switch it back. They don't care.
No, no, no. Here's the thing. I don't have to switch it back. So Xbox gives me the option that I can literally I just use the VPN. I redeem the game at my account, my Brazilian account, using the VPN to pretend that I am from that region, and I can play it just fine without having to worry about switching accounts and stuff. Literally, like it is a game changer for me because I can buy games cheaper. But like, god damn it, like you are just going to brick my console that I paid $500 for. Seriously now?
Yeah, just
It is
because you
just
didn't do things the way they intended them to be done, or you didn't use them the way they were intended to be used.
exactly like it is so ridiculous, honestly. And I think it is again, uh, again, I saw some people trying to make comments from that. Why are we defending it? Why
Yeah,
are we having people defending that sort of thing? Like, if you are a fan from Microsoft, if Microsoft starts doing that, bash the fuck out of those assholes. If you see Sony do that and you are a PlayStation fan, backlash the shit out of those assholes. If you see Nintendo as well, fuck your nostalgia. They don't give a flying damn about your
I
nostalgia. They just care
despise
about your
companies that do
money,
that.
goddamn it.
yeah,
Like
and,
the
and it
like for
works.
some goddamn reason. Yeah,
People
it
think it
does.
doesn't
It does
work,
like
but it does. Look at the PC outrage when Sony started to make people on Steam log in to a
Yep.
PSN account. Guess what? You don't have to do that anymore. You know why? Because Helldivers 2, their numbers tanked because of that.
Yep.
Our
that
Hey,
actions
they
speak
got
louder
review
than our
bombed.
words, but
hey, since you both play a lot of Steam, I gotta ask you guys this question.
I don't. I don't play.
Okay. Well, at least I'll ask Bob. Bob, is it true they still have the one issue in Steam where now if you use a VPN they can ban your account or suspend it?
I don't know. I don't have to use a VPN ever, but
I know, but it's for people in other regions because
I
I've heard them
honestly
saying
can't
that if
tell
you
you.
use
I
it,
don't know.
okay, because I've heard something about that and I was wondering if that's true because I don't think they would do that. That'd be pretty stupid.
I mean, I used
Uh,
to use a VPN so that like some of the British shows that they would show
yeah,
on Netflix that I couldn't get over here, but that my British friends would tell me about or my Australian friends would tell me about, and I couldn't
yeah.
get it on my version of Netflix. I would use a VPN to put me in that region so I could watch it. But now that I've got MovieBox Pro, I have access to anything your mind can think of from anywhere in the world just by typing in a search.
Well, that's good.
So I don't. I let my AVG secure VPN. I let the subscription run out because I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I've heard some people that are in other regions, they use a VPN and I don't know, but I remember someone talking about it that their Steam library got like suspended, like they couldn't use their games because they used a VPN on Steam to do it in a different region.
Well, that can be looked at as cheating. Like, because let's say, for instance, you have a really fast connection, especially in competitive multiplayer. Let's say you have a really fast connection and it's an advantage for you to use a VPN that puts you in a region that those players you're playing against are going to be disadvantaged because of your connection and your location.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
That is an issue. It's like, so if
Yeah.
people, it's just like here in the States, it's only going to put East Coast players against East Coast players. And we run into problems when we all try to game on Halo from West Coast and East Coast and Brazil and Australia
UK.
and
Yeah.
yeah, in UK, we all try to get in these parties and we complain about ping and response time and everything. And we've done it to ourselves because the system's not set up that way. That system is set up to make it as fair as possible. And it tries to put you in the same region so that you have the same connection speed as everybody around you. And yeah, sometimes it's not a very good, like, if the majority of the players in our party are on the East Coast, guess what? We're playing at an East Coast server, and you guys in Australia are gonna have a ping of like 200. You're you're not gonna have a good time. Just
You're gonna be
saying.
playing like Halo 2 days, glitching through
Yeah, basically,
walls.
But it's that way.
that's basically it.
God, 200 ping.
Yes, Jedi Knight Peter, shout out, brother. I love you. But every time we played Halo, Peter was the
Oh
first
yeah.
person to complain about his ping. And I'm like, dude, what do you want? You're playing with a group of people. Over half of us are in the States and you're in Australia. Where do
Yep.
you think the server's going to be?
Yeah, and the servers are over here. Majority of them.
Fember says in the chat you can't use VPN on the stores. So
Oh
apparently,
No,
yeah, that's what it was. To like, you know how some people they can't wait to get a game, so what they do is they use a VPN to go to that region to get early access, like earlier access.
well, on Xbox, we just go to our
And-
we go in our settings and change it to New Zealand so that we get. That's
yeah,
why I love worldwide releases. If it releases
yeah,
worldwide at the same time, or if it releases not worldwide, if it's releases on the same time in different regions, then I just set my Xbox console to the region that gets it the fastest, and that's always New
yeah.
Zealand, and it's amazing. It's wonderful. So Thimber is going to explain why they do that in the chat. So everybody get ready for a long dissertation of Bob reading the chat to you. That's
oh
right.
Lord,
All right, all right, all right. Yeah.
educational moment, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, I really need to go back and listen to these last week and this week. I need to go back because I really want to know how I sound on this new mic. Is it silky smooth? I bet it is. Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
not
waiting.
bad, but
I'm waiting for that explanation, Thimber.
Yeah, I know. I don't see the damn
Oh,
explanation.
so KY Bob, when you use VPN to buy a game in a different region, it hurts that region because you may be buying it cheaper, but it will make the economy of the country, say for example Turkey, better. I guess I don't know. That's
mm,
like PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam block you from using a VPN to attempt to not hurt the gamers in those regions.
That makes sense.
Sorta, yes. I keep going back to the multiplayer disadvantage that a VPN causes. But
Yeah,
at the same time though, it's like you're basically that wouldn't a VPN add to your ping and everything because it's basically it's lying and saying you're in a different location. So don't you have to when your VPN doesn't it reroute you through that VPN company's server in that location? So wouldn't that just add to your ping?
it normally does. Yes, depending on wherever server you find in
Okay.
whatever. so it will it can mess you up quite a
So the
bit depending on.
VPN is probably aimed more at the stores and not really towards multiplayer fairness.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that input, Thimber. That makes sense.
Thember's the guy that has that banner above his head that says "The more you know."
I mean, it
But
makes
the more
sense
you know.
because, let's say, because I know how much the American dollar is worth in Brazil, the dollar to Brazilian reais. Um, let's say I wanted to take my American dollar and buy a game in Brazil because it's gonna be like dirt cheap for me. It won't let me set my VPN to use their store. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like Thimber just
No.
said in the chat. I mean, KW Bob, it's like if you buy a game on on another region, that means you're acting as a national of a place, and to curb such actions, Steam will raise the price and make you do it and the fuck everything up. Players, yeah, totally understand.
That makes sense.
Yep. It's really strange. We got on this because of we were talking about the Switch 2 and
We were talking about licenses.
licenses.
But
Yeah.
Yep.
they should not be allowed to break your device, whether or not you like. If you pay for it, you know what, that should be yours. That would be like saying, "Hey, you bought a new car. Well, you know what? Fuck you. If you mess with it in any way, you put a different muffler on it, you put a sticker on it. We're gonna make it a paperweight. Now you got $40,000 paperweight. Yeah, no.
No, no, no. It
Um,
is literally
it's
no,
bullshit though. Go ahead.
actually it is a worse situation in my opinion. It is more like, you wanna get this car? Okay, you can borrow it for $40,000.
Or, you know
That's
what, just
funny.
to make fun of you, Fabio. Or they could sit there and say, "Oh, you want this gallon of milk? Well, you know what? If you start drinking it, you know what? I'm just gonna take the rest of it away from you, so you can't."
I mean, TJ, from my old age, have I ever told you the story about for you to fuck off?
No, but the licensing thing, like people gotta understand, like after Xbox 360, where you could actually put in the game and physically like just play it, like you didn't need to download anything. After that era, anybody that's in there saying, "I'm just gonna get physical. I'm just gonna get a physical copy." It's like, dude, you don't own it. I hate it when people say, and I'm gonna be kind of fucked up here, but it's true because it's funny when you look at the demographic, the people that are saying, "Oh, I just want to get physical because and I know I own it." It's mainly people over in their 60s, 70s, and 50s that are saying that because everybody else has moved on. But the people that are like old school are sitting there saying, "Well, I own it physically, so I own it." No, you don't. Here's two reasons. One, it's a license, so you don't own it. It needs to be updated. First of all, it needs patches. Second of all, Microsoft could ban you at any time. Keep that in mind. You get banned, you don't have access to any of your damn games. I don't care. You can't even use the
So,
features. So, or even here's the third option. If the game studio decides to shut down the game or they decide to not update it anymore, you will get screwed over, especially if it has bugs or you were using it for like the online version of the game. So, at any moment, your game can become useless. So, to anybody that sits there and says, "Oh, well, I could get it physically," okay, you go ahead and do that, and you get back to me in Discord or whatever you want to message me on, and you let me know if you did an update or you did download. I'll be
I,
waiting.
I totally missed that whole second half of your conversation because as soon as you said, "Let's get," what you said get physical. That song popped into my head. I'm sitting here singing, "Let's get physical, physical. I want to get
physical, physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let's get physical. See, you said that, and I just started singing the song and
Yeah.
rocking my head back and forth, and I was just like, yeah, I want to listen to that song now. I thought about bringing it up on YouTube and just playing it for the audience, and that would have been great. And no,
But
wouldn't have.
no, I'm dead serious. Like anybody that's in there saying if you have a physical copy of a game and you think you own it, you don't. You just don't. You own an actual item in your hand, but it's not really playable because you need a damn license at the end of the day. Like you need to update it, you need to be online, you need to do everything in order to make it run. And like I said, if Sony pulls the plug on PlayStation, all your games you own are paperweights. Can't use them. Your account is useless. If you get banned or suspended, you cannot use the games. So at the end of the day, everybody's got to get on with this and just deal with it because it's not going to change. And if you think you're going back to the old ways, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
Nope.
Yep, it isn't.
It sucks. Sorry, guys. I know it sucks, but that's how it is.
I mean, do not let Noof Nukem just listen to you because he's all about physical games.
But he owns 90% of them are licenses, so he doesn't really own them. And if he gets banned, he's screwed. So, and same with Steam. That's another thing. I'll bring that up real quick. Steam. If you ever get banned from Steam, you're screwed because that's all digital. So anything you own there, you're really screwed. It doesn't matter. Oh, well, I could go get another PC. Okay, cool. But your account's screwed. So you have to restart all over again.
I got too much
You might as
money.
well open up
I
your
got too
wallet.
much money invested in Steam to mess around.
Oh, I know. Because you're smart and you know what you're doing and you're not stupid like some people are. I'm just saying, people got to understand their licenses.
I hear the alerts on your Xbox. What are you playing?
No, I'm not playing anything.
Oh, okay.
People are just getting online.
So, yeah, Thimber's saying an argument just to back up TJ. A physical game can stop working even if you store it in a proper place and take care of it, and boom, you have nothing. Yeah.
Yep.
This is true. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hats off again to Microsoft. I hate to sound like such a fucking shill, but I've got a whole cabinet of 360 games out there, and I know that I can take this. I have right here at my feet. Oh, this is a heavy one. This is my Xbox One Scorpio Edition. I know I can go out there and every Xbox One game I've got, I can put it in here even if I don't have internet access and I can play it.
That's an older generation.
Same with my 360. That's why I still have. Where is it at? Around here somewhere. My copy of Battle for Middle Earth 2. All I gotta do is pop it in my 360 and I can play it. Yeah, it's one of the best games. I hate that it can't be made backwards compatible.
I know, which is BS because it's like, dude, I love that franchise.
So Lord of the
and I can't
Rings
play it.
licensing, it's a headache. And Microsoft
Yeah.
just said, nope, I don't want none of that. Nope.
And it would have been a drop in the bucket for them.
I know.
But whatever.
But yeah, it's sad. So sad.
At least Microsoft is actually caring about gaming. They're actually like preserving like gaming like history. Like they're letting you take your devices and bring them on the next Xbox along with your games. They're not just saying, "Oh, well, you know what? You want to play the new shit? Well, you can't play the old shit." They're actually letting you play it, and it actually gets upgrades, free upgrades. We never asked for auto HDR. We never asked for FPS boost. That actually came in as an update that never was actually on the console day one. And I remember that. Well, at least for old games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In conclusion, are we saying that Nintendo is a company of
Bunch of
pieces of shit?
assholes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think we can all agree with that. What do you think,
Yep.
Bob?
Yeah, we can. I I'm wondering here. Are we going to get uh we're going to get a Bushido here in a second? Cuz he's
Are
got
we?
I sent him a
You,
text
you,
message that said, "Where the f are you?" He said, "Crap, I forgot." And I said,
What do you
"Wow."
mean? Yeah, okay.
And
I
he
mean,
said,
he
"It was
is going
supposed to
to
have been
ignore it.
yesterday. You didn't show up for the one that could have happened yesterday either, or did you?"
yeah.
Bushido, you hurt my feelings. You
You
hurt
know what?
Bob's
Bushido kind of reminds me
feelings.
of the State Farm guy. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is
I
there.
bet he's got a pair of khakis.
God
I
damn
bet
it.
he's got a special pair of khakis. Wow.
Old ass Bushido in khakis.
I can see him with him kind of like sagging a little bit, you know, because
He's
he's getting older and he's
walking
lost his
over
butt.
hunchback.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. He apologizes.
And he's
That
not
doesn't mean
coming.
he
Is that what
may
you're
or may
telling me?
not be here. He just apologizes. Just he's doing that Bushido thing. I heard that the only reason people watch Wasted with Wise on Friday nights. Great show, by the way. Check it out. Wasted with Wise, put on by Wise Old Gamer. Friday nights, 6 o'clock. I heard the only reason people watch it, the only draw to that show, is that they get to hear Bushido talk. Yep. Saw it in the chat
I
today.
mean, I mean, are we trying to be at war with Wise or something? What happened there? Are
No,
we going
no,
to
we're
say
not.
your
We're not.
podcast is shit, but shit is the only thing that is good?
No, it's Bushido said it in the chat today. He was like, you know, I'm the only one that people show up to hear. And, everybody else there was some pushback, but in the end, you could tell Wise had made his point.
I mean, most people watch it just because of the crazy, stupid shit.
It is pretty funny.
Isn't that the point of it?
Yeah.
It is really funny. I mean, I don't know what the argument's supposed to be.
Me
Like
neither.
that.
I mean,
That's exactly it. I think.
okay, so wow.
Hmm.
Y'all just want
World
to
of
go into
Warcraft.
the
No.
news topics of the week, or do y'all want to hammer something down? Something that you're feeling quite
Did
personal about?
have you guys seen the a situation where what was it? The Microsoft handheld
Oh
got
yeah.
Yes.
is
That
now
new.
in a hold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
That's
official.
new. That just came out like a couple hours ago. Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
mean,
I'm okay with that actually because I have it on good information from Colt Eastwood that if you were to get the Xbox ROG Ally, the collaboration between them, that you would be able to update the software on that at the point in time where their first party one comes out to play Xbox console games. You'll be able to update the ROG collaboration between Xbox and Asus. You will be able to update that software to do what the first party one does. And from what I've seen, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 and the Asus, not the Asus, the AMD Z2 Extreme APU in there. It looks like the ROG collaboration is going to be more powerful than their first party offering anyway. So I can't wait for Asus to announce this thing and take my money, to be honest. Because I know that I'll be able to upgrade the software in the future.
I kind of want a handheld, but I don't travel that much. So, I mean, I have a
Well, I don't
PC and an Xbox Series X.
I
So,
don't either, but in order to game, it does keep me back here in the studio, which is away from the family. And if I had a handheld, at least I would be with them. You know?
yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
That
I just,
it would be kind of cool to like take it to work, and then instead of watching something on, continuing a show I'm watching on Netflix on lunch, pull out a handheld and kind of maybe nail down a level in something on Steam or something on Xbox. I mean, because I'm assuming Quick Resume is going to carry over, and so I could just start and stop whenever.
I'm really tempted to get one, but I'm also just kind of waiting for the next Xbox because if it's gonna have Windows on it and you can mod shit on it, I'm gonna be really just having fun with that personally.
And so the reason why they've kind of paused their first party handheld is because they've recognized there's a huge complaint from the community that there needs to be a specialized version of Windows 11 that these handhelds are running, because right now the Legion Go and the ROG Ally use a desktop version of Windows 11 to run the handheld. And for people that have uninstalled that and installed the Steam OS, which is available to install independently on whatever device you want to, for the people that have installed Steam OS on their ROG Allies, instead of using the Windows 11 that comes with it, they have seen a very substantial performance difference, and it is not looking good for the Windows Home Edition that's running on these handhelds. So that's probably what they're planning on doing with their first party handheld anyway. Because when we start thinking about unified dashboard and everything, things are going to be very similar. It's a good thing that they kind of pulled back and started to work on the version of Windows that's running handhelds first.
Do they still have to do drivers on the ROG Ally X for the Windows version? Do you still need to do like the update driver stuff or no?
Yes, but it is all handled by Armory Crate, which is an Asus app. I run that app on my PC. That app comes with every.
Do you have to pay for it or no?
No, it's free. That app comes with every Asus. That app comes with every Asus motherboard, and occasionally, I may not do it for months sometimes, but occasionally, I'll open the app and I'll see that it won't like. You don't have to upgrade individual pieces of your motherboard. Like my motherboard has onboard Wi-Fi, onboard Ethernet, and blah, 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 everything else. And I'll just look on the Armory Crate app very seldom. But when I do look on there and I see that there's an update for my motherboard, it won't tell me specifically what that update's for. It'll just say that I have a motherboard update. And I just click on it, tell it to download it and install it. And it does it in the background. I don't even know it's doing it. Unless I'm standing there looking at that window.
with the next Xbox, if they're actually going to do full Windows, not like a curated version, like if they don't want to put all the driver stuff on their actual servers, well, why don't they just give us Armory Crate as a pre-downloaded app on your console, on the
Well, that
next console?
Armory Crate it's an Asus app. It's ran by Asus, and unless the hardware in that new
And
Xbox is Asus, you're not going to get that.
well, unless if they just partner with them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we've already seen that there could be, console partners in the future. You could have an Xbox made by MSI. You could have an Xbox made by Razer. You could have an Xbox made by Asus. It's just, you know, right now we get those updates. That's whenever your console has an update, it may just be a driver update for a game that came out. It's usually nothing really major in the settings. You'll never notice a difference. But a game may run better, and it may not even
Yeah.
run better, good enough for you to notice the difference. But, that's how they do it. A console update is usually nothing but a driver update for the APU or a board component that is there in the system.
Yeah, because people don't want the bloat. I mean, some people that have PCs are okay with it, but people that don't play on PC at all are gonna freaking hate it. So yeah, Microsoft's gonna have to figure that shit out if they're actually gonna put full
Thember
Windows on the
strongly
next console.
disagrees. You can't have an Xbox made by a third party.
Yeah, you can. It's called an OS, the software.
Apparently it's sacrilegious. Can't have it. It's not an Xbox. It's not a true Xbox unless
Well,
it's made by Xbox.
in the word, I'm gonna break you, Thimber, because here we go, bud. As in the words of Microsoft's marketing team, everything is an Xbox.
Wow. I knew that was coming. I mean, I could have finished your sentence. You didn't even have to say anything. I knew it was coming.
Yep. Basically,
Your refrigerator is an Xbox. You see that refrigerator on Twitter that was playing Doom Eternal? That was wild. I mean, my goodness.
wait, there was a refrigerator playing Doom Eternal?
Yes.
What the heck?
Last generation Doom was a Samsung refrigerator that you could also watch TV on. So they were doing it through the Xbox Cloud through Samsung Television.
Yep.
What the heck, man?
Yeah. Yeah. So
God
it
damn
wasn't actually the horsepower of the fridge doing it. They were running it off a server blade, and they were basically just uploading their inputs and downloading the video to their fridge.
Yeah.
Which,
That's
I mean,
funny.
You think about it, if you're watching your favorite soap opera in the living room and your refrigerator happens to be on the other side of the house, but you don't want to miss any part of that show, well, then you can just port it right to your television, and while you're stalking your television from the grocery store order that was just delivered on your front porch, you can continue watching your show on your television while you stock your fridge.
Yep.
You got to think. This is the age that we live in. Thimber says, I know what that means. I mean, everything is an Xbox, but they don't say Xbox console. Like, not everything is an Xbox console. They don't say that for a reason. Yeah, but I mean,
it's okay, buddy.
If you think about it though, so let's say, you have your Xbox consoles and they release, and one may be maybe 2 teraflops more than the other one. I mean, that's not stating specifically any generation whatsoever here. Don't look into it. But and then another, the other competitor that was on the lower end of the teraflop spectrum may release a pro version that evens the playing field finally after 3 years. If you had Xboxes, if you had console brand of choice made by other proprietors, then your frequency of new console releases would better keep up with the advancement in technology. So you would always be the world's most powerful console if more than just you made your console. You think Razer or MSI or Gigabyte or Asus or anybody else would be okay with their console not being the fastest console out there? No, they put out a newer version with a better graphics chip or a better processor or more memory. Or hell, it may just be an upgrade. Hey, you want to add some DDR5 there? Just go on Newegg, buy that DDR5 yourself. Stick that stick of RAM in that mofo all by yourself. You know why? Because that's not a proprietary piece of plastic that you're stuck with until they release the next one in 7 years. Yep. Actually, KY
But
Bob,
like
Samsung
honestly,
fridges run Android and they can run the Xbox app. Boom. Cloud gaming for
hmm
you. He also says, did you see the Jazz post today, Bob? Right? There's a new handheld coming from Xbox and one from Asus, plus the console. Haven't we been talking about that for the last hour?
I mean, one thing
I think so.
that one thing that I really hope for Microsoft to do, like depending on how everything is going to be, if they want to give more accessibility options, I truly hope. I don't know if it is going to happen. Probably it isn't, but I really wish it was the case. I would definitely wish for them to do another um, budget console, not just the premium one, which is going to be like the 1 bajillion teraflops. I don't know how how powerful it's going to be, but like with all the premium graphic features and stuff, but also do a smaller, weaker, but like a more budget-friendly console as well, just like the Series S, because I think it is a situation where, okay, either you give me a handheld that is capable to be dockable, just like the Nintendo Switch, and I am only going to be playing that shit when it is dockable, and simple as that, nothing more, nothing less. I'm not going to be carrying around my Xbox handheld. No, I am going to be treating as a traditional tabletop console, or you give me not just the premium console and the handheld, but you give me a middle ground, which is a weaker console, smaller, and but with at least enough features for me to consider that okay, this is next gen, just like the Series S is.
I'm about to push back because I would have to say I'd prefer them to not make a budget console, to be honest, because it's a good console, but there's been issues with it. I know a lot of friends of
Mm,
mine that have the console. They have the Series S. When we try to play SnowRunner, Mud Runner, a game where you can download mods or whatever, and you have disk space. You have like space, how much memory, how many mods you can download. Dude, my friend tried to play with me, and he's like, yeah, I can only have like 5 mods. I'm like, dude, I can have like 50. It was telling me I could have up to like 10 gigs. For him, it was 500 megabytes because the way the actual disk space is on the actual console, like the memory. And I was
Mm.
like, dude, that's really bad. And
Dude.
yeah, it had a limitation. Also, perfect example, Path of Exile 2. People on Series S try to play with people that are on Series X and PC. They can't do it. Their stuff starts lagging out, starts having problems. I mean, it's a good console for a budget. Yeah, it is what it is. But if you're gonna want to sit there and play like the best games, and you think you can hang with other people that are using like consoles that are taking advantage of more power, good luck because you're gonna struggle. It's a good console, but personally, I prefer Microsoft focusing
Yeah.
all their time, money, and power on one console and making it worth its value because I don't want something that's cheaper. You know, I'd rather why put
You
so many
rather
eggs
you rather
in like different baskets when you can literally put it in one powerful one, and you can also exchange your other console for it for half off. And if you actually need to pay even less money, you could also finance it, which they do offer. Microsoft does offer that. Sony doesn't offer that.
again
So
again
yeah,
you are going with the arguments of just saving money when it
yeah,
comes
which
to the
I
price of
actually do.
console.
I have the money. I
So
could pay it up front, but I choose not to
Hey,
okay,
because
can
I
you guys
save up
take the
the
show
money.
for a second? I gotta go do something.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
sure, okay,
I'll be
fair
right back.
But
enough.
Fabio, like the thing is, like I save up my money anyway. I do it because I know I'm gonna do it because yeah, can I go buy it straight up? Yeah, I can. Do I want to? Hell no. Do I want to do it like right away and just, oh, well, now there's 500 or whatever the damn price is. Let's say it's $1,000, whatever. Doesn't matter what price is. Uh, I'm not gonna sit there and say, yeah, I'm just gonna take that huge amount of money out of my damn, checking account or savings account right away. Instead, I'm just gonna put away $5, $10, depending on how my paychecks are going. Like after, bills and stuff. So that's how it works for me personally. Like I get it, some people can't afford stuff like that, and I understand because I've done that before. I've had to trade in consoles I didn't want to trade in. I've also had to trade in games to get money for other games or get money towards a console. So I'm right there with other people. I understand your incentive. Like, yeah, I'd like a budget console, but they do have limitations. Like they have had problems. It's a great console by itself. Yeah, it's a great console. Not going to complain about that. But I've noticed a lot of my friends have had problems trying to play with me on certain games, and they struggle. The console struggles, dude. It's really sad to be honest. Um, they should have put more RAM in the damn thing. To be honest, if they would have done that, like, and it doesn't matter about the teraflops or what the graphics are. If they would have just put more RAM in the console, it would be hanging no problem with the Series X. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I mean,
it's
I
it's
under,
annoying.
I mean, I understand when it comes to the annoyance. I understand when it comes to the limitations. I honestly, I don't have any issues when I'm playing with my Series S. I can understand that, okay, your friends have been having some issues. They are having their consoles struggling. Okay, fair enough. Not going to say that they are lying or something like that, of course. But still, I am going with the mentality of mainly like I want to get I want to try to get as many people to have access to consoles. I think yes, console gaming is a hobby, but the
Yeah,
problem is the more and more we start thinking that this is a luxury for only the fortunate and it's not for everyone because it is really expensive, it just bothers me. It really bothers. I'm not trying to say that let the people play and stuff. No, I am mostly considering my situation. Like I want to play it. I don't want to be missing out on having a console and stuff. And I want to continue to have a video game. So like having a console like the Series S, which has not been underperforming for me, like he has been delivering exactly what
I didn't say it was underperforming. I just said that it struggles in some areas, and people have noticed. Like it it doesn't have problems if you're playing by yourself. You don't have any problems. If you start playing with other people, it depends on what game it is. It will start to struggle.
funny.
It depends. That's the only
I
problem with
mean,
it.
I mean, Call of Duty, Halo Infinite, Fallout 76. Elder Scrolls Online. What else? What else do I have here? Gears of
I'm
War
just saying
multiplayer.
they needed to put more RAM in it. It would have helped it a
No, oh yeah,
lot.
like
Like
I do agree.
RAM is the number one thing that makes your console be able to keep up with the animations and how many people are in a server and everything, because the RAM lets it think faster. And if it's got less RAM than your other people that you're playing with, it's not going to be a good time, because like
Like
you might think, oh, I'm fine, but in reality your friend's looking at you and you're like, dude, why are you lagging? It's like, no, I'm not lagging. It's like, yeah, you are, because your RAM is not as high as mine, so it's in there trying to compensate,
I
which
mean, I
it sucks. Yeah.
I mean, I listed what 4 or 5 games that I've played with more people, and there was no issue whatsoever. Like I do agree, it would have been nice if the console had more RAM. For sure, that's the only thing that I would. Two things that I would criticize the Series S is the fact that
Storage
the
and yeah,
the storage was really small. So like, thank God I've managed to get the
yeah.
SSD storage thing, and and the RAM. That's the only two things that I would consider that are like my forms of criticism. But besides that, any online experiences that I'm having with the Series S, and like I play a tons of online during my gaming life, like either with my friends or like I had no issues whatsoever with like connection,
Let me
internet,
ask you
or
this.
like
With
so like I would honestly consider that it is not just a situation of yes, there are limitations of the console, of course there are, but also it is limitations of the developer as well, because it is both ways.
that is true, yeah.
It's never a situation where it is 100% the console, the
Oh,
hardware
it's
fault.
both.
Developers developers nowadays, for some goddamn reason, they think we know everything, and everything we say is law. And like when they see a console that is struggle, they start thinking this is the console's fault, and they are not thinking, okay,
No,
maybe we
it's
are
their
not
game engine.
properly
It's their game
optimizing.
engine that's making the console struggle. It 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 is a console, but it's majority the game engine. The game engine is causing the problems, and that's
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
the developers need to figure their shit out. And a lot of
Hmm.
developers blame the console because they just don't want to do their damn job. Sorry, but
Yep.
that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is, that's what I mean. Like, we are having a situation where we have
We shouldn't be
tons of
having this
developers.
damn conversation about this kind of shit because we didn't have it last generation. It's like I just don't get it. Why the
What
devs?
last generation you had a mid-gen refresh where you had an
Yeah, yeah,
Xbox
we
One,
did, yeah.
and then halfway through the generation, we said,
We got
"Okay,
a pro.
here's an X version and a Pro version." This generation, Microsoft was the only one that decided we're going to release an X. We're going to
Bullshit.
release two different versions. And no, we're not talking about versions that just don't have a disk drive. We're talking about versions that have completely different internals as far as the
Yeah,
APU goes. I mean, it's the same processor in theory, but the
yeah,
GPU is really cut down. Which, for
yeah.
those watching that don't know, when you cut down a GPU, that's where all your like, so so every GPU is made to be the flagship. Is intended to be the flagship. The 40 series GPUs, everything was meant to be a 4090. The 50 series, everything was being meant to be a 5090. But in that development, some of your cores, some of your lanes, your ROPs, your TMUs, the process is not 100% efficient. So the chips that have so many different components working on it, if they have enough, then they are the flags. They are called a 5090 or a 4090. Ones that
Mhm.
have just slight flaws, don't have enough to be a 5090 or a 4090. Those are now 4080s and 4090s, and they're marketed that way. That way, they're not throwing away a ton of chips. And when you get farther down the ladder, chips that have major flaws in them, sometimes by half, because if you look at the difference between a 5090 and a 5070, it's like literally twice the power. So you're talking about a chip that was manufactured and it came out to only be half the strength it was supposed to be. Major flaws. They market that as a 4070 or a 5070 and they sell that to you. And because everybody has bought, that's why you have a limited quantity of your 90 cards, and you have a limited quantity of your 80 cards, because those are the closest to perfect that you're going to get. Even your 90s they do have some flaws, but not enough to make them an 80. I suspect the Series S is the same way. You're getting an APU that wasn't enough, came out with too many flaws to be an X, so they make it a CPU for an APU for an S. That's just the way the business works. That's how they don't throw away silicon. Keep that in mind when you go out here and you buy a 4060 or a 5060. You're buying a chip that literally probably only had the capability to come on and run, because when you look at how many cores that it has versus how many cores a 4090 has or a 5090, that's how many cores made it through the process without being damaged or made incorrectly. That's if we're talking about the same die. If it's the same die, that's the way it is. Sometimes they have different SKUs of dies. You have an 8103 and 8102. Like the 8102 die is a 4070 and a 4080. But that's when you get into how well was the process on that particular part of the wafer. Does it have enough cores that are correct to make it a 4080, or do we put it in the 4070 bin?
So my question, because I know Fabio wants another budget console, but if they're gonna put full Windows, at that point, is it gonna be technically a PC in disguise? Because if it is, why can't we just upgrade it with updates?
Well, I mean,
Because especially if it's powerful, more powerful than Xbox Series X, there's no reason for a budget one.
You you mean like this next generation of console is going to be
Yeah, the next
officially
one.
the last one, because like it is going to there's going to be no need for you to buy another console, since you can just update it.
Upgrade it, update it, yeah.
Yeah, you mean like that? Okay, yeah, okay. Like honestly, I think that's interesting. Like try to make the next console as much future-proof as possible. You know what I mean? Like so, it gets to the point where okay, we are ending the console war completely. We are putting our games on PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch. We are going to make a console that it is also going to be open source and it is going to be equivalent to a PC. In this console, you are going to be able to play your Steam library, PlayStation games, emulations, including Nintendo Switch emulations, and then we are not going to manufacture any consoles in the future because now there's no point for it. Everyone can play every single game, and you can just buy this once and just get to enjoy all the software you want by buying our shit. Like that's
unfortunately,
interesting. That's quite.
that is interesting, but
that sounds like what Microsoft would want to do, because
yeah,
I mean,
but you're not
save a shit ton of money.
you're not thinking of it. So when it comes to this thought process of being able to have a console that's modular, that you can upgrade certain parts of it. When you start talking about this, you need to start thinking about it as a PC gamer, okay? I have a PC that has a video card in it that cost me $1,300.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to think that if you get an Xbox that's modular, for you to upgrade the graphics of that console, because it's a modular unit, so it's going to be specifically designed to slide into that console and take the place of the graphics that's in it. You're probably going to pay the price you would pay to just buy the new console that not only has better graphics but also has better CPU power. Right now we're dealing with an APU, which is graphics and CPU on board together. When you start going modular, you go discrete, and when you upgrade one, you can't do that in many cases without upgrading the other, because the CPU has to be fast enough to draw the frames at a fidelity fast enough that, as fast as the GPU needs them.
So if you were in charge of making the next console, Bob, how would you do it? Because personally, I would think you would be able to. You can either keep it the way it is when you buy the console and just deal with the graphics that comes with it, or you can upgrade it, but that's up to you if you wanted to. And they can still make another generation of consoles. It'll just be one-upped by the next one,
So
but then you can upgrade it if you want.
if I was in charge
Or
of
what
that,
do you
I would not make the console itself upgradable. What I would do is, as the lead hardware designer at Xbox, I would make a console that only one kind of console that ships one certain way, and if you wanted a better version of that console, then you would buy the MSI version of that console, or you would buy the Razer version of that console. I would go the third party route. That way, everybody's games, every developer's games are made for my base console, and better visuals and better frame rates would be taken advantage of by my partners' consoles. That way, there's no more of this, well, my game is being held back by the Series S. No, you make it for my Xbox next gen.
OS.
Yeah, you make it for my Xbox next gen. And let's say Ace's version has better graphics, or better, or more RAM, or a faster processor, or more cores. Well, then guess what? They can hold 60 frames a second better than my base console can at 4K with ray tracing. I would make one version of the console. That's what PlayStation did, one version of the console. And how's it worked out for them? I think they're up to like almost 80 million consoles now. You add both the Series S and the Series X together, and you don't even have 50 million consoles.
Yeah.
It makes sense when you start thinking about people that can't afford a $500 console. It makes sense, but that's where it stops making sense. That's the ceiling. If you make a base console that's one price and it's affordable for everybody, but you give them that partner decision to go above and beyond with your label, but another company's hardware, that is where it's at. If you make a base console that only costs $350, $400, and it will allow you to play everything the next generation, but you have Razer and Asus sitting over here as partners, and they say, we'll make a better version of that, and we'll put your label on the front of it. We'll put your little Xbox button on there. Okay, sold. $100
Are
more,
they
5 more
are
frames a
they
second.
will they actually make a console, or will it just be a full blown PC and then they'll just slap on the OS? Like, how do you think they're gonna do it
The
in
next
terms of like third party?
no, then so from this that's why Xbox is going to be able to do this next generation is because they are going to go. That's why you've been seeing rumors of the next Xbox console will give you access to the Steam store, GOG Games, Epic Games Store, because not only will the next Xbox run on the Windows 11 kernel like the series consoles run, but they will actually run on Windows 11 and not just the kernel, not just the coding. They will actually have Windows 11 running in the background, and you will either choose a launcher shell or you will choose a console shell to play your games. So,
Okay, I
yeah.
like that. I'm sold. Take my damn money.
That's what I said about the ROG Ally Xbox collaboration. I was like, as soon as I heard Colt Eastwood say on his show a few weeks ago, trust me, they're not going to do this collaboration without guaranteeing that when the first party comes out, you'll be able to upgrade the software on the one you have to do what the first party one does. I was like, Asus, hurry up. Here, take my money.
That makes sense, because why would you partner then at that point if you're not going to allow your partners to your stuff you're giving them?
Yeah, and if you do it on Windows 11, then I mean,
It's pretty easy with Windows 11
that's
because
PC
a
land
lot
right
of
there, dude.
yeah, it's PC land and everybody uses fucking Windows. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. They do. They use it for development. They use it for everything. So
All right. So do y'all want to get into the quick news topics of the week?
yeah,
Sure.
All right, let's do this. Ex Machina director Alex Garland to helm the Elden Ring movie for A24. George R.R. Martin will serve as a producer on the film for Elden Ring the movie.
Oh, Jesus. So is he going to actually
Floppy
fucking
wieners,
finish the
floppy
book?
wieners, floppy wieners. Sorry.
I mean, is he actually going to finish the goddamn book, or is he going to die first? 'Cause honestly, with the rates that it has been going, yes, he's going to die before.
It does
this
say
movie
A24
could be
and Bandai Namco Entertainment will produce the film, which has no release window. According to Deadline, Peter Rice is set to produce the film alongside Andrew McDonald, Alan Reich, and George R.R. Martin.
So, how long is this movie gonna be? Is it gonna be like 3 hours, like Lord of the Rings? It's gonna be a 6 hour movie, because just like how his books are so goddamn long.
Well, one of the directors also wrote 28 Days Later and 28 Years Later. So
Oh,
you
that's gonna
could
be good.
see kind of maybe an episodic movie like we saw with Avatar. I don't
Oh
know.
shit.
No, don't
And
Well,
fuck with us.
the same one was also a story supervisor for The Devil May Cry.
yep. Then it's gonna be a 3 hour movie, boys, and then the next one will continue it with another 3 hour,
Yeah.
and then they'll try to stretch it to a third movie, and then say, okay, now we're done. Now he's gonna try to finish his book.
It'll be a 2.5 hour movie in the theaters. And just like Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, there'll be a DVD release that'll be a 4-hour movie with a bunch of extra shit you could have done without, but thought was neat at the same time. Yeah, you know, whew. All right. Oh, next on the
God damn it.
topics list, Fantasy Life is getting a free DLC in response to all the positive reception. Fantasy Life 1, The
Okay.
Girl Who Steals Time, is out and it's already getting quite popular. In light of this, Level 5 has announced some free DLC. It's on its way in recognition of the new Fantasy Life's positive reception. I don't know it, I've never heard of it, but I'm glad it's doing well and it's getting DLC early. Yeah,
Not my cup of tea.
definitely. I'm looking at the screenshots. Definitely not my cup of tea, dude. Wow.
Nope.
I mean, not only is the gameplay not my cup of tea, but the art style is like Little
It's
Miss
worse
Short,
than a Nintendo game.
like
Yeah.
Little Miss Shortcake. Not my thing. Ugh. Woo. Okay. On GameRant.com, a Roblox game has more active players than the top 100 Steam games.
Well, a
Wow.
lot of people are creating games through that actually, because their game engine allows people to create worlds. So
No, okay.
that's where a lot of them are from too.
Okay, no, because the game that we're talking about here is called Grow a Garden.
Oh,
Following the
never heard of it.
launch of its 1.07.0 update, Grow a Garden had nearly 8 million. 8 million. That's an 8 with 6 zeros after it. Active players,
I mean,
which is more than the
I,
top 100 Steam games combined.
that's insane. And you just grow a goddamn garden.
I guess.
Oh my god.
It's definitely a mobile game. It's got to be a mobile game. It's got to be something.
Yeah.
If somebody with a phone in their hands, and yeah,
That's like Power Wash Simulator to be like saying, "Oh yeah, it's better than everything else." It's like yeah, it's niche, it's cool, but yeah.
okay.
I mean, it is a game. It is definitely a game for you to just be relaxing and not doing
Yep, or
anything.
drinking. Yep.
Thimber says it's 8 million kids. LOL. And yes, it's mobile and PC.
Now imagine how many of those are in Fortnite and Roblox. Oh god damn it.
Wow.
Yep.
Next on our news, WRC rights are returning to Nacon after EA's Codemasters ends Rally game development. Nacon says it will develop a complete reboot of World Rally Championship games. Yeah. Because Codemasters was not doing it any justice whatsoever.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Codemasters is decent, but yeah. I mean, well, also I look at Nacon and they just made that test drive game and I was hoping that was going to be good, but that game is hot garbage. Like they
Really?
ruined. Oh
God.
yeah.
The new test drive is
4GT
hot garbage?
well, it cost $7 million for a 4GT. It's like, yeah, no, thank you. I loved it. I loved it, but there's not enough cars. There's not enough cars. There's not enough customization. Everything's way overpriced.
I was
It's
hoping on a
really.
home run from that game. My dreams have been crushed.
I was looking, dude. I was looking forward to it because I was like, hey, Test Drive's coming back, and I'm like, Nacon makes really good games that feel good, like like the physics. And I was like, you know what, they could pull it off. But it turns out the studio that or not the studio, but the publisher didn't give them enough money, big enough budget. So it's a AA game disguised as a AAA game that's literally letting down its fans. So yeah, could be great, but they already basically killed it from the get-go by saying we're not going to give you a big enough budget. So
Wow.
that game will take about 2-3 years, and then it'll be a good game, a really good game. So just hold on tight, guys, because I have it and I've already played it and I got bored of it. So yeah.
Nacon, which previously had developed WRC games from 2015 to 2022, has signed a new agreement that grants it exclusive rights for PC and consoles for 6 seasons from 2027 to 2032.
I just hope that they have the budget.
True dat.
God. I just looked at that. I looked at how they created WRC and I was like, okay, you know what? Them making a test drive game would be sick. And then I played it and I'm like, dude, this is nothing like your pedigree. It's almost like you guys like stumbled, like you fumbled the ball at like the 1 yard line. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Are you trying to make Seahawks fans revive that Super Bowl, that particular Super
Oh,
Bowl where
don't worry,
they
I
just
am a Seahawks fan, so
Wow.
I
I'm so
mean
sorry.
where instead of
yeah.
just passing to Marshall Lynch, they decided to throw the ball.
I
Yep.
knew there was a reason I felt sorry for Drawn TJ.
It's okay. You know what? Coaches make mistakes. They make mistakes and then they disappear and they're no longer coach. So
I, I mean, I
yeah.
mean, I mean, I mean, I mean, coaches make mistakes, but when you literally do a fuck up of not
Oh, I
insignificant
know.
proportions, I
A
mean, it's
3,000
kind of
yard
like
rusher and it's first down and you don't give it to him. Yeah, that's like the biggest
like
fuck up in the whole world.
I mean, I'm really sorry about that, but like, did you take that decision with your two thumbs up your ass there? What the
I
fuck
I,
was
I was
happening?
so pissed because I
All
was
right,
like,
damn
Jesus.
it. This is a gaming podcast and not sports. On to the
I know.
next
Well,
on to the next topic.
I mean,
I just hope
football is a game.
I just hope Nacon doesn't fuck it up because their parent company has not been giving them like a trustworthy budget, and I know they made good ones in the past. Don't get me wrong, but when it went to EA, they didn't have like a game to like shine. So, and I guess the parent company sat there and looked and said, well, Test Drive hasn't been around in 10 years, so we might just be, safe with this one. We won't actually give you a big budget because we don't know if it's going to flop or not. Well, it kind of did already. So I just hope the new WRC is really good. And yeah, hopefully it's a bigger budget than Test Drive was.
So,
Yep.
Mhm.
our next topic, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake has finally got a release date, and they've released pre-order bonuses and a collector's edition. And here is what we know. Okay, so Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake will release on October 30th, 2025 on PC via the Steam and Microsoft Store. And then it'll release on PS5, Switch, Xbox Series X and S, and then Square Enix has also just confirmed the RPG is also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I never played Dragon Quest, so forgive me. There's an update on what exactly players can get if they pre-order the game in advance, as well as details to an all-new collector's edition. I mean, what can be so enticing about a game that's so old? Let's see.
I don't know.
A pre-order bonus. Now, keep in mind, Bob knows nothing about this. A pre-order bonus will give you 1 pair of elevating shoes. It will give you 3 seeds of agility, 3 seeds of magic, 3 seeds of defense, and 3 seeds of life. I don't know what the seeds do. Are the seeds a big deal? Leave it in the comments, because Bob doesn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
play
I
it.
don't know either.
I mean, I have no clue whatsoever.
I mean, I don't. I mean, if they're adding this stuff in here, I mean, I'm assuming it's not like stuff that you normally come across in the game, but I could be wrong. I mean, also players with existing save data for Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. If you have save data for the third one, you'll get a bonus in-game item for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. The bonus item will be a marvelous makeover kit, which will include only one dog suit and only one cat suit. Maybe that's a big
Yeah.
thing for those
I mean,
cat and dog people out there.
How much is this pre-order?
No, it's nothing
$1
extra.
billion.
All you got to do is just pre-order it.
Yeah, but how much is the pre-order in general? Like, how much are they pricing this game?
I don't know.
Oh,
The cat suit's design will change depending on which character it's equipped to. Square Enix stresses that all these items can also be obtained by playing the game.
and why
great.
fucking pre-order then at that point?
Pre-orders,
You can obtain
it says pre-orders merely get them early.
Yeah.
Buddy, have you ever heard of FOMO?
Yep. A lot of people are gonna not look at the fine print and they're just gonna be like, "Oh, I got pre-order it. Cool. Okay, I'll do that." And they're just gonna say, "Take my money."
Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
it
if-
is way deeper. It is
If
way
I could
different
earn
from-
it, if every upgrade or not upgrade but pre-order was able to be earned in the game, I'd rather just earn it than pay extra. But that's just me.
I mean, it is quite different from a situation where, just like I did, where I pre-ordered the new Shinobi game like in February.
now for those that are
God
interested
damn
in
it.
game preservation, this next announcement is for you. It has just been discovered that there is a collector's edition of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. Square Enix says that quantities are limited in hashtags. So if you're keen, you better hop on over to the Square Enix store sooner rather than later. This collector's edition will include a physical edition of the game, a set of character and monster acrylic blocks. No idea. Leave it in the comments. School Bob, please. And the outstanding outfit kit and 2 exclusive digital wallpapers. You'll also secure the pre-order bonuses outlined above as well. So if you want a physical version of the game, acrylic blocks, whatever they are, head over to the Square Enix store. No! You gotta do it now! Do not wait for the show to end. You gotta do it now. Open Edge, open Google Chrome. Do it now. Yeah! Okay.
Disclaimer: this show is not sponsored by Square Enix.
Next on the topic list, not a surprise to anybody on this panel. I mean, it's not a surprise to me. Hopefully, not to anybody else on this panel. But in celebration of the game, Expedition 33 has been out for 33 days. And what has Expedition
nice.
33 done in 33 days? Well, it's also sold 3.3 million copies. See that? 33,
cool.
33, 33.
That's nice.
3.3 million
That's really
copies in 33 days by Expedition 33.
And isn't there 33 devs?
I don't know.
I'm, I mean, that would be a funny situation. Like there's 33 devs, their studio is 33 years old.
Yeah.
My God damn it.
I think that'd
Um.
be
It would
pretty
be
cool.
really that would be a really nice coincidence.
All right. Now that we're getting to the nitty gritty of our topics list. Nitty gritty.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
The Summer Games Fest 2025 partners have been confirmed, including the return of Nintendo to a summer show. That's right.
oh Lord. They are serious with it with their Nintendo
Yes.
Switch 2.
Nintendo
That's
did
crazy.
not participate in 2023 or 2024. That's right.
Imagine if PlayStation would only do the same. And like kind of we try to have the big three back again.
Well,
Fabio, quit psyching out the PlayStation
no,
fans.
no, no,
You know
no,
they don't have
no, now,
anything.
I gotta call him. I gotta call him on this one. In all fairness, PlayStation has not done their own showcase, but
I know, right?
PlayStation has always been a part of Summer Games Fest, as has
Mm-hmm.
Xbox. As I'll get to,
Fair enough.
PlayStation and Xbox are among the participants as usual, but this time Nintendo has returned
Mm-hmm.
to join the list of partners for the first time in 3 years. That's right. Mm-hmm.
PlayStation's gonna
Oh
only show
yeah.
third party deals. That's all they're gonna show because they don't have anything in the pipeline from their own
I
studios.
mean, no,
No,
like
well, Marathon,
they might
that's
show
gonna flop.
no, I'm not saying marathon like Ghost of Yotide, that new
Okay, Ghost of
also
Yotide,
market
we've been
game.
waiting on that. There's nothing new about it that they've mentioned.
I know. I think they are going to do the Deathloop thing, which they are going to repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Where's Wolverine? Where's all the shit that they said was gonna be, told more about? Like that was like a couple years back. Yeah,
I don't know.
I, I
exactly.
mean,
I don't know.
where's Wolverine?
I don't know.
It's simple.
I do want to let everybody know, though, that this year's Game Fest live kickoff show will last 2 hours and it'll take place on Friday, June 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. British Standard Time. Mark your calendars. Summer's Game Fest again kicks off June 6th at 5 p.m. my time, 10 p.m. Ash and BMG time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
that's right.
I
Alright.
mean, I don't know if I will watch it because honestly, Summer Game Fest, like Jeff Keighley's show, has always been like the lowest the lowest part of the entire mid-year showcases, let's put it like that, because Xbox and PlayStation have been way more interesting. Like maybe okay, Summer Game Fest
Jeff Keighley's got too
can't
much
be
filler.
like Summer Game Fest can't be worse than EA's or Ubisoft's showcase. Let's be honest here. Fair enough. I'm not going to be
I don't
too
know. New
hard on.
Battlefield.
Yeah. I'm supposed to let you know, TJ. I knew this, but I didn't connect the dots to let you know. But the director over the Wolverine game, he left that studio to help with Perfect Dark and Xbox.
He left Insomniac. God
Yes.
damn it.
Yes, he did.
Well, you know what? That's okay. Perfect Dark will actually get finished, and Wolverine will be put on the back burner, I guess, for Sony.
Okay, so the next topic I don't really care about, but I'm going to cover it anyway. The voice actor that was in Persona 4. His name is Yuri Lowenthal. Claims that he was not invited back to voice act for Yosuke Hanamura in the remake of Persona 4, which this is actually a spoiler. Which is the remake has yet to be announced by Atlas. So I guess he's a little salty about not being invited back to replay his voice for the remake. So he's letting everybody know, hey, yo, they're making a remake. Guess what? Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's not his decision. Like at the end of the day, he doesn't own the IP, he doesn't own the rights to it. He was just a voice actor. So I mean, I get that it sucks, but
Huh.
Sega gets to get the final say at the end of the day. It sucks, but it is what it is.
The next topic, I think it's kind of funny. So the Rust But Ducks Duckside is coming to Xbox Series and PS5 in August. And if you don't know what Rust But Ducks is,
Is it
Ducks.
Rust with?
No. Okay, so Duckside, yes. So it is a. So over 10 million ducks get killed per year by hunters, a statistic that would be much lower if ducks were combat trained. Enter Duckside, a persistent world survivor game like DayZ or Rust, but you're a duck. And so is everybody else. Wake up at the quack
Uh,
of dawn and put those webbed feet to use, or take flight across an expansive island where valuable resources and exciting treasures await any lucky duckie's fortune enough to discover them.
oh my lord, oh my fucking lord. By the way, this just in, just in, it's been wrote like 6 hours ago, but I'm just seeing here right now. Uh, Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford apologized after saying that real fans would find a way to buy Borderlands 4 if it costs $80. Here's a statement. The absolute sincere truth is that I don't want anyone to pay any more than they should or are comfortable with, and I always work with the intent and hope that customer always feels they got the better end of the deal no matter what they pay. And like he did also put a comment saying, I am sorry there was misunderstanding. The absolute sincere truth and all of that.
You want to know what's funny about that? This, I bet you, the Take Two CEO told him like, "What the fuck are you doing? Telling your fans to, if you're not real fans, then you won't buy the game." Like,
I mean,
bet you,
I mean,
Take Two
goddamn.
CEO told him to like fucking apologize because they
I
Take Two
mean,
owns Gearbox.
I just saw here like it is a gigantic answer. He continuing, he said the actual context was that guy replied to a post about Borderlands 4 on the Nintendo Switch 2 was warning me that if the price ends up being $80, the game will fail. What I was trying to do was explain that it wasn't my call, but that if a $10 price increase does happen, since that obviously where the industry is going, it will be okay, and that Borderlands 4 will be okay because it's a great game and there are a lot of fans who will see the value and want it. I think my trying to shorthand that using the phrase real fans triggered some people, and I saw that it got
Me,
inflated
me,
as
pick
if I
me,
was
pick
making
me,
some
pick
big
me, pick
statement.
me.
I wasn't. I
I'll
was just
pay it.
trying to
I'll
help
pay the
someone
money.
who I
Pick me.
thought
Pick me. Pick me.
was sincerely. Oh, God damn it. Was sincerely
So
worried about us and looking out for us. Let me continue reading, God damn it. And I could see that
Doing
it
good,
was
James.
being pressed into the idea that I was taking the audience for granted, which is super shitty look, but it
He
was
didn't say
not
shitty.
all my
You
intent.
added that, you
And then
bastard.
he actually wrote that down, which is a super shitty look, but it was not all my
Wow.
intent and does not reflect at all how I feel. The sincere truth is that I am grateful that anyone likes our games and humbled that so many fans show up to enjoy the support what we do. As an artist, I don't want prices to go up because I want everyone to have access to what we create. I get that business is a thing and that the market and economy are driving prices up, and sooner or later we are going to have to adapt to that so that the creative engine can make at least as much as it spends to provide us with amazing content. Whatever the case, I'm here to try to entertain people, and my priority has always been to try to add some joy and happiness and creativity to the world. To whatever extent I succeed at that, I am grateful and honored to and take on every effort with passion and humility. I may recommend you to consider the people who create entertainments you enjoy are actual real people who sincerely are working to try to make cool stuff. I have dedicated my life to video game as entertainment and I have made the choice to be accessible on here. I don't want to let edge cases ruin that for the majority of people who find value in using this medium for a positive connection, but I cannot help that there is a part of me that doesn't want to at least try to help those that don't get it to gain some perspective and some dignity in how they choose to interact. I'm not claiming I'm perfect, but I don't deserve any less latitude than anyone else. I choose to think of others with the most amount of charity, and I am often surprised to discover some that jump to the worst possible way to consider a thing, as doing that is just counter to my nature.
I just want to say that if, and this is an advertisement and a sponsorship, if your mobile app has you down, just tune in to Game Set Live, where we will literally read the entire article off to you so that you don't have to read it yourself. We'll
or
read
pay
it.
to read it
Yeah, we'll read it to
Uh,
you and you can listen via YouTube or Spotify or Amazon
or
Music
audiobook.
or Spot. Yeah.
I mean, that's not actually an article. That's actually a Twitter post that he made, like a gigantic Twitter post here. God damn it.
Yeah, it sounds like corporal shilling because let's be realistic. I bet you it was the Take Two CEO probably called him and said, "You need to fix this because I own you, I own your studio, and you're making Take Two look like shit."
Wow.
And he's like,
Yeah,
"You need to rectify this immediately."
So Thimber is
Is
saying in the chat, he said, "Trust me, Duckside is fun." So next week
but that's Timber.
you may possibly see gameplay of Bob as a duck. I'm just
We need to
saying.
have Thimber. We need to have Thimber on the podcast because I really want to see what he.
We've already asked him. Thimber is not he's not the
Thimber,
interweb chattable type.
Thimber. If they let my crazy ass be a panel member, you can definitely be on here. Come on.
here's the
Thim
thing, we don't. Here's the thing, we don't. We don't. We just needed another person. That's the thing.
Yeah, Thimber is happy as a lamb being our
Moderator.
news provider and our single moderator. He is just fine. He's happy there. He doesn't want to be pushed into a guest appearance
Exposure.
one day where Bob will hardly even call on him. Um, and unless he's
Yeah.
comfortable, type of thing. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But look, that okay. We've got one topic left, and that is Cyberpunk 2 has officially went into development. It has officially started. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I liked Cyberpunk.
Yeah. It's called Project Orion. It's going to be built under Unreal Engine 5 instead of the engine they have been using for
Red
Cyberpunk,
Engine.
which is called Red Engine. Yes. So we can expect a game that is more pressing on your hardware than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because Unreal Engine 5
Yes.
has something against frame rate and has something against stream loading textures during gameplay. Because the frame rate hitches are killing me in games like Oblivion Remastered. But anyway, that
I
was
gotta ask.
that was the show, everybody. Yay!
Okay, TJ wanted to ask you something. Go on, TJ.
We've
What
been
is it?
live
And
for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It's just one quick question.
Yep.
Because they promised that they were gonna make Cyberpunk 1 have multiplayer eventually. They never did. Is the second one gonna have it or not multiplayer?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Well, there's
hope
my answer, I guess.
I wouldn't add it considering all the problems they had with with the launch of the first game.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense.
Just give up on that idea, boys. Like, just do your single player RPG. You're
Yeah.
good at that.
Thimber
Well, they
said, "You
break
guys did another whole day on air. GG."
GG.
I
So,
I mean
yeah.
if you are complaining about it, you can watch something else, I guess. No, just kidding.
No, he's here to
No,
watch us. Yay!
don't
Yay! He's down with the
don't
Game Set
don't
Live
do
crew.
that
Whoop,
shit
whoop,
to the people.
whoop, whoop.
You don't see it.
All right, Fabio
If you
Amarine,
are a
sir,
real fan, go.
where could people find you at? Huh?
Oh, you can find me not just here on the GameSide Live podcast. You can find me also on the XPN Network YouTube channel, where we are still trying to see what the fuck we're going to be doing in terms of the podcast and video content. But there's going to be probably some gaming live streams as well as RPG sessions. We are going to figure out something for sure. You can find me also on Twitter as FPOAmorin97. You can find me also on Xbox as BuffalLizard8. And besides all of that, you can find me working my ass off during a doctorate. But yeah, we don't talk about that.
And Drawn TJ, where can people find you at, sir?
You can find me on Game Set Live with KY Bob Fabio and also with Bushido and with Vinny whenever they show up. But also, you can find me also on YouTube at Drawn TJ, or you can find me also on Xbox Drawn TJ, and X is Drawn TJ 450. But everybody, keep enjoying gaming, and yeah, everyone, please hit the like button and subscribe. Be
Right
appreciated.
on. Right on. Yes, we do. I look forward to a day when our chat moves as fast and as fluid as the XNC podcast or RDX used to move. I look forward to that day. Maybe someday we'll get there. But you know what? 117 episodes. Maybe it takes 150. Who knows? This is
Nah, I
KY
don't care.
Bob.
I just enjoy it.
Yeah, I know you do. I do too. We're not doing it because we want to make a living out of it. We're doing it because we enjoy it. And in my opinion, that's when you get to see the true side of a person when they're just talking about what they like and not what they're trying to gain. On
Yep.
that note, this is KY Bob. You can find me every media outlet, every gaming platform is KY Bob. You can find me every Wednesday night normally, Thursday this week because Bob had some things going on they had to take care of. But normally every Wednesday night, you can find me here trying to wrangle this band of misfits. As you can see, only half of them like to show up for the show, but you know what? I don't hold this show as priority over anybody else's life or priorities, and that's the way it should be. I don't get upset. I don't get mad when people don't show. I just take it as what it is because this is what we love, not what is important. And on that note, I would like to add that you can catch the audio version of this show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify at your audio leisure. The episodes go up a day after the video goes up. And I'll leave you all with what I leave everyone with every week. And that is gamers, go outside, touch some grass, hug somebody you love, and remember to game on, baby. See you all next week. Had a good one. Good night, everyone.
Cheers.